So I just came across this article about geofencing. I don't know if you guys have seen it. It's actually really weird because not many people are talking about geofencing at all, but I think it's a really interesting concept, and especially when we talk about mobile marketing. And
the issue then comes down to how do you get customers to opt into your service so you can send them notifications. Because I don't think that exactly what you guys said, it being spammy and creepy, walking through the mall, having your phone bing every time that you go by a store, I don't think that consumers are going to stand for that very long, and it's going to go to solely an opt-in function.
Ellen, I kind of am anxious to get your opinions and your thoughts on just this article and what's going on with YouTube and, going back to that word, programming. New original programming.
It is funny. We just talked about the top viral ads. Now we're talking about programming, and this is so relevant to what we're doing here at the Pulse in terms of it's all about content. Content creates community. Community creates content. In a way, Google is following this playbook in terms of rolling out their own programming and with partners, right? So they're tying in, publishers, movie stars, comedians, sports, a lot of things that we've been thinking about here at the Pulse for the last couple of years. So we're excited by this because it's another proof point for what we're in fact building out here. So we love this announcement.
But Google, I think like a lot of companies, they're changing the product almost weekly.
Yeah.
They keep adding new features. They keep making things broader, bringing in new applications. I guess that's good, Jason, but sometimes I can tell you for me as a user, it gets very, very difficult to figure out where you are and sort of keep up to speed with what's going on with a product like Google+.
It, and the things that Google has this latest step, in some ways has made things simpler, and in some ways has made it more complicated. And part of it is that if you're an individual user and you have a Google Apps domain, and that's your main address, then you're going to come to Google Plus, and when it first came out, you want to use your Google address with it.
Right.
That's a big deal. So, but they didn't have support for Google Apps accounts, and part of that deals with the fact that it's not just individual users who are using Google Apps accounts. I mean, the real push on that is for organizations to use it. And they've got separation between their Gmail accounts and the Google Apps accounts, and that was some of what led to the slowdown in getting this rolled out to those organizations.
According to this article, and according to a lot of you folks out there, Clout did in fact change their algorithm. But you know what? Does it actually matter? That's what we asked. What do you guys think about it? So we took to Twitter, we posed the question, what do you folks actually think about Clout? This one coming from J-World Jerome. He's saying a bunch of things. Hard to say in 140 characters. Followers and subscribers, yes. Facebook friends, no. Moving on, this one, another one from J-World, from Jerome. He's going on, again saying agree. For Twitter, follower ratio should be more important when measuring online influence. And that's because we tweeted at him saying, yeah, I agree about the Facebook friends, but I've personally seen Twitter accounts with over 100,000 just because they bug people to follow.